Thanks on stage. I would like to do a little introduction because I was very happy this year. Nexa and Room, we won together the European Metaverse Award, and your CEO actually gave me the award on stage. That was super cool, so it's a warm-hearted panel for me. And I would start with the question, what are you actually doing in the Metaverse?
Does everyone have like their own microphone? Okay, I can certainly start. So I am Cosima Gulde. I work at Avato Systems, and Avato Systems is an IT service provider that belongs to the Bertelsmann Group. And there I'm in the innovation team where I look at new innovative topics, and those are Web3, Metaverse, and ESG, for example.
Thanks. Yeah, what we're doing is running a Metaverse platform where you can easily create your own, very own Metaverse environment, typically based on a template so that it is very easy to quick start. Customers like Samsung, for example, call us the WordPress for the Metaverse, so maybe it's catchy enough for you to understand what we're doing. And it's very easy to create that stuff, and you, for example, can also upload photos to the platform and so transform them into real 3D products for your own purposes like marketing, sales, collaboration, education, and training.
We at Nexa, we create technological solutions always based on avatars. We believe that an avatar is the ticket into an ecosystem, into something that people might call the metaverse. So we create mass market to high-end avatars, and we create the ecosystems around it. So we have like a full end-to-end solution portfolio where we work on motion capturing, on avatar creation, on XR, on VR. So we provide our clients solutions to enter ecosystems that might form the metaverse in the future, whatever that's going to be.
Thank you. And actually, I would like to remind that we launched the Berlin Metaverse, and this all is streamed in the Berlin Metaverse, and we have actually visitors there, and the whole day we had people there watching this conference from the Berlin Metaverse, and we actually are super proud, and I want to thank you, my whole team, which was working in the basement until now to make all that happen. So thanks to the UNI team also. For you, I have a question, and I mean, we are sitting here, it's Berlin Fashion Week. What do you think? How could you see your solutions in our industry?
I mean, the way we work is always that we don't just create stuff because we think it makes sense. We look at what makes sense for what industry, because we work in different industry, we work in the fashion industry, the music industry. We pick out problems, needs, and we create some kind of purpose for that solution. So what we do for the fashion industry, that we try to look at how we reduce returns and waste, because the decision-making process of clients based on digitalized avatars is so much more valuable and more precise that we think that if people can choose the garments they want to buy based on their avatar, and that's what the statistics show at the moment, that the returns are reduced by 30-40%, which has a great impact for the industry in terms of costing, etc. So we think that our impact is specifically based on that certain issue.
Yeah, this is super cool. We worked actually also together already. We worked with 3 designers last Fashion Week, and we had a showcase also last Fashion Week together. And Hans, what do you think with Room? How we could implement it in fashion?
Yeah, to be honest, when we started with the platform, so we had just marketing in mind. And so we thought every product could be presented in a better way in 3D, because everyone could learn more about the product, could play around with that, could use that for virtual fitting and so on. And when it comes to fashion, you can use it along the whole customer journey, from inspiration to consideration to the moment where the customer is buying that. But it's also creating advocacy in the end, because it's engaging to play around with 3D objects. And for sure, by the way, using that for marketing, it will make people better understand playing around with what is the perfect product. And as he already said, you could reduce the return rates a lot, and it increases also the likelihood of a purchase, and that's amazing. But it could do a lot for sustainability, and that's the amazing part of using digitization at all, because by reducing return rates, that has a very high impact, as we already heard. It will lower the emissions and reduce waste and so on. So that is a real impact that matters to all of us.
Okay, so at Avato Systems, we are currently working on an NFT-based loyalty app that retailers, of course, also in the fashion industry, can use to build deeper connections with their audience. We are also working on pilot cases with fashion brands. Some also are there at Premium Fashion, if you went there today. And there we, of course, have the case that you move away from physical goodies that you give people in return for their loyalty to your brand. And I think we all had this case that you went to an event and you get this goodie bag, which is, of course, nice to get something, but 90% of the products you have in there are like, I don't know, lanyards you will never use. So to have something digital is, I guess, a nice alternative. And I mean, there are predictions that people will move more and more of their spending to digital products. So I guess that's cool that in general the fashion industry is so much at the forefront of that.
Yeah, sounds great. We could also have a conversation. I'm also always asking, maybe you have also questions, but I have one question more. It's about, I mean, we just starting, we testing, and we have a lot of bugs sometimes, and sometimes we are succeeding. Where do you see the future? How do you see the future?
So for the metaverse at all?
For the technology, augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverse.
Yeah, so we should be, from my perspective, very clear. So that isn't a technology or something that is just like a fidget spinner. So if you remember that stuff, that is a hype for 2 weeks and at school, and then it's gone. It is something that is another iteration of the internet. It's like asking yourself in 1994 or something, do I really need a website? I do have a store. People can come to my store. Now ask the retail out there, does it matter? Or remember when they brought the smartphone in 2007 and everyone was asking, should I use a smartphone where I touch on a screen? Or remember when they came across with social networks and social media, why should I take photos of my meal and share it with everyone? But it matters, and people will use that, and it is just an evolution of the internet, and it's the future of the internet. So it's time to be part of that and to be part of that development and that change that will come, for sure, from my perspective.
Yeah, I see it like you. What do you think, Christoph?
I think it's the dynamics behind it. I think the technology is the base, and the technology is so much more enabling today, especially when you talk about immersive creativity, blockchain, Web3, the whole connectivity and the whole movement behind it. I think it's the question for us is, where do we want to take it, and what do we want to do with it? It's like if you talk about the like everything you see like in Lützerath and everything's happening at the moment where people go out demonstrating. Where is it we want to go to? Like, what is it? I mean, we can use the VR or the XR or whatever, all these technologies to play around with, or do we really want to do something with it? And I think the capabilities of that technology is so great, and you can do so much stuff with it. It's so amazing. Like, even with like, you know, liberty, it gives people who would never have access to something now the possibility to do something. So if we want to give this a dynamic, I think this can take us really far, and it can do a lot. I think it depends on our openness and our creativity to do it, and not to always say, yeah, do we really need this? If it solves something, then yes, we need it. If you want to take it somewhere, we do it. So the technology is not driving us. I think we are still in that age of that we drive the technology. It might turn around one day. I don't know. I won't see it probably, but I think there is a lot to go for, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree on what you just said, that the metaverse will come, like, for sure. The question is just how will it look like first, and second, what I find interesting, that now that, like, the internet is already in place, so many more people have the possibility to create this metaverse and influence how it looked like. Because when the internet was built, there was like nothing else that people could have this conversation on. And now we have the internet, we can have social media, etc. We have the conversation, also a very critical discussion about, okay, what do we want to this metaverse to look like? What do we want to have, and what do we not have to? Do we not want to have? For example, I think about data privacy and stuff like that. And so now we are building a new form of the internet that is way more inclusive than it was before.
Yeah, I agree also. So I think also the future is collaboration. That's why we are doing this event and sitting here with you together. And as I noticed that we need some drinks, I have a last question for you. We have, like, imagine Alexanderplatz, a huge wall. What do you write? Would you write there? 2 sentences maximum. So 2 sentences. What do you write? What would you write? Where would would Christoph? What do you want to tell all the people in Berlin?
Does anybody care what I say?
I don't know.
That was somebody of my team, I guess. Yeah. Talk about this tomorrow.
1 sentence, what you want to tell everybody who's listening to us.
I think it's great that the future is not decided by old white men who tell us what to do. I think it's us telling others how we want, and we should go out and tell what we want and not listen to what other people tell us what to do. I think this is important, also for the metaverse.
Cool. And Hans?
At the first, when you introduced that, you said 2 sentences. No, I prepared 2 sentences. Sorry for that.
Yeah. It's very difficult, right?
Maybe the first sentence should be something like digitization drives sustainability, because I really believe in digitization, that it will help us solve some of our environmental problems. And the other sentence, more related to our session here, is let's democratize the metaverse together.
So I would write on this wall that it will happen. You can run from it, or you can start create it, but it will happen no matter what you do.
Yeah, and I would write also 2 sentences. It would be, the future's now, take action. And with that last words, I would like to finish the panel and would invite Anne on stage. Thank you, Christoph,
You're welcome.
Hans,
Thank you.
and Cosima. Great, huh? I would like to give a big thank you to H&M Beyond. You're such an amazing partner since I know you. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, we made it.